Okay, here we go. I am Helena. So we got Sea-Tor on Beast, Zen Cruisin' on Ilbon, Evergreen on Paul, and me Bludgeon on Helena. No ring here. We're playing Immortality to 11. No Ix in this game. Imperium Row, Shadow Maeve, Sardaukar Infantry, The Voice, Imperium Ceremony Scout. Of course, we do have Atomics, so that can and will change. Unnatural Reflexes, Face Dancer Initiate down here in the Tleilaxu row. Welcome to the channel, Ryogo. Oh, are there other chats than you can see? No, if you're in the Discord, then you can see. The only thing you can't see is there is a chat channel for supporters. So for Twitch subs and YouTube members, there's a citizens channel, which is only those people can see. Other than that, you can see everything. Okay. If you are in this game, by the way, and you can hear me right now, then we do politely ask for you to mute the stream, alt-tab the stream while you are in the game. Helden Klage, hello. Rexar says, I'm so hooked on Dune Imperium, but shy away from buying digital. I'm afraid that I will outpace my friends in skill when we play physical, and I'll reach my Dune fill too quickly. Thoughts? You know what? I appreciate that question, and I thought the same thing when Dune Digital came out, to be honest. I had the same kind of thought, because I loved the game so much, and my friends and I all loved it. And I decided to play digitally because I actually don't live near my friends that I started playing Dune with. And so, you know, we would only get to play it like a couple of times a year. And therefore, I did get into digital and I didn't worry about that. But it's a legit thing to think about for sure. So if you and your friends do play, if you're going to play with them from time to time, and it's important to you, then yeah, I think it does make sense to hold off. Not because you'll necessarily get your Dune fill. Like, the game is incredible. You know, you can play it hundreds of times, which many of us have. But in terms of the shared evolution of your group as you play the game together, you know, that's a magical thing when you have that, right? And you're thinking about how each game, how can we do it differently? And you have your shared memories as you go, and your own little personal group meta, if you will, about how to play the game will evolve. And if one of you is playing tons on the side, then that does kind of mess that up. I think I'm going 2 basins. I'm going a 2 basin start here. Do I throw the other troop in as well? Yes. So my plan next round is immediate sell Melange with the ring, Swordmaster with the dagger. Hey, Marwan, why don't I play Uprising? I do, actually. I've been playing it the last month or so. Some of my friends around here and I have been playing it. So I've played it probably 4 or 5 times in the last month. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. Brittany says, I know it's currently Dune time, but I was curious. I know you've tried Wingspan's app and maybe Everdell too. With Board Game Arena and some other board game apps, are you looking to try any others anytime soon? Yeah, I recently picked up Spirit Island digitally. I played that a little bit. Board Game Arena, I really have not. Maybe I tried it once like 15 years ago or something whenever it first started. I haven't tried it recently. Okay. But there are some digital board games coming out this year that I'm looking forward to trying. Okay, let me manage this here. Other memory or planned coupling. I think I'll go with planned coupling. And do I want an initiate? I'm gonna take it. Hey, Jorge. Brittany, you played Uprising with Bloodlines. Oh my god. The nukes are just flying. Look at these cards. This would be nice for me with that planned coupling. Firm Grip goes to Beast. Kwisatz Haderach is here. Stilgar. I have yet to play Uprising with Bloodlines. I've played Bloodlines with the original Dune Imperium, but I haven't played it with Uprising yet. Hey, Marwan. Wow. That's the first time someone's commented, at least, from Iraq. That's very cool. Welcome. Oh, Long Reach picked up by Ilbon. Okay, Ryogo, you found the Looking for Group channel in the Discord. Sorry about the confusion there. Marwan, you want Uprising gameplay on the channel? Well, the problem is Uprising only exists, like it doesn't exist in the digital game yet. It will someday, but not for a while. So, you know, you can play it on Tabletop Simulator, but I'm not super keen on doing that, at least on the channel. I think it's not a very good viewer experience, I think. All right, Paul and I are going to tie. So nobody gets that victory point. We both get an intrigue card and some Solari. I get a dispatch and envoy, which is not a bad thing at all. I'm tempted to take that with the ring. Problem is I'm not gonna be able to actually pick it up, so maybe I just take voice. Crazy Quackers, am I gonna play a third match? You're on your way home from work, or you were on your way home from work. I'm not sure. We'll see how I feel at the end of this one. Since it's in Tabletop Simulator, you might be loving it. I mean, I love Tabletop Simulator. I think it's a beautiful thing. And my first ever experience with Dune Imperium was trying it out solo in Tabletop Simulator. And that's how I knew I wanted to buy it. But yeah. As a spectator thing, I don't think it works. Or at least it doesn't work very well. Yeah, everything is just like so zoomed out. It's like, it's crazy. I mean, there might be a way to do it. Like, you don't have to have it zoomed out necessarily. Like, with sort of like a bit of director skills, maybe you could make it more watchable with hotkeys on zoomed in areas and stuff, like maybe, but there's no way you could make it as clean as this. So I'm looking forward to Uprising coming out digitally. When it does, I will certainly be playing it. But to get back to the previous question about other digital games, I believe this year Ruins of Arnak is going to come out with a digital version. Twilight Imperium, I think, is going to come out with a digital version. Arcs is coming out with a digital version. So those are all those three I'd be interested in trying out when it happens. And I might take a look at Board Game Arena. All right, given that I only need one persuasion for the voice, I'm going to keep the Seek Allies for now. I'm going to play the Diplomacy, and I'm going to go to Fold Space with it. Buchegi, yes, Twilight Imperium. No, it's its own game. Like a digital version on Steam. Sissinitz, you watch you watch Twilight Imperium tournaments on Tabletop Simulator? Oh my god. I've never played it, but I'm looking forward to the digital version to try it out. Ilbot already drew and revealed the long reach? That is nuts. For Humanity now. Look at the stuff, man. We're getting all kinds of cards today. All kinds of cards. What fun. All right, I'm the only one with a nuke left. Round 2. What do I like the most between Ix and Immortality? Do you mean which one do I prefer, or do you mean like from each expansion, what's my favorite thing about them? My favorite thing about Rise of Ix is new leaders and the unload mechanic. My favorite thing about Immortality is, I guess, grafting. And the Tleilaxu cards, I think, are fun. All right, everybody picking up spice here. Everyone's still at 1 victory point. James, you picked up Dune on Steam during the holiday sale for the next tournament, given the headaches we had with the mobile version. Okay. Nice. I like the dedication there. And as for, like, what do I prefer, Ix or Immortality? It's hard to say because there's things I like and dislike about both. The next DLC for Dune will be something new. Apparently, yes. And I mean, we should be hearing something about it soon. I want to go for High Council. Unfortunately, I can't really trash anything right now. Bludgeon, please use atomics. Forget it. Yeah, I like playing with the expansions separately. I think that they each do something interesting. And I like all flavors of the game. I like the classic game with no expansions. I like the game with Ix. I like the game with Immortality. I like it with Ix and Immortality. And what I like the most is the variety that each of them brings. So I get quite bored of ranked because it's always the same. All right, I can get High Council last. I think it wouldn't be bad to get some water, so let's do this. But yeah, I have a video on the channel, by the way, about what's coming next for Dune Imperium. It's a compilation of all of the little hints that Direwolf has given us over the past 6 months or so. The original thing they said was Dune Imperium digital first content coming this year, which was 2025. That didn't happen, so who knows when it's coming, but like we could be hearing about it anytime. Oh, Ryoga, you're in Ukraine. Well, man. Yeah, electricity, I'm sure, is a pain in the ass and probably the least of your problems. Good luck over there, man. Zatch, how would I feel about Direwolf making balance changes to cards? Yeah, I think it's really important that the digital game and the physical game are exactly the same. Because people who play physically and decide, oh, let me try the digital version, I think it would cause unnecessary confusion and frustration if stuff isn't the same. And likewise, if you play digitally and then you decide to join some friends to play physically, it should be the same. Now, that said, they can play around with things in special modes like they do in the challenge modes. They do change stuff there. Sometimes they add in extra rules and whatever. So I'd be okay with it if they, even if in ranked, they change things from season to season or whatever. Like, I wish they would do more with that kind of thing. Oh boy. I mean, what I really wish they would do is just change the format for ranked. Another tie. You know? Like, it doesn't have to be the same season after season after season after season. I would love it if they did, you know, a season or two of classic ranked, a season or two of Ix ranked, a season or two of Immortality ranked, a season or two of both ranked, a season or two of epic ranked. You know what I mean? Like, give us a little bit of variety, but For whatever reason, they don't. I don't think they ever will. Okay, this is, what am I doing with this hand? Can I get Jessica this round? There's a pretty good chance of it. I'm the only one with nukes, so I think Jessica shall be mine. What am I doing though? Gal Pals Gooser. Yeah, I'm pretty interested in selective breeding just to, you know, concentrate my strength a little bit. So I might go here. What was the move? I haven't been paying super attention here. Bypass protocol chaining until the deck. Oh, that was pretty cool. Helding Clock in the movie scheduled for December 2026 this year. So maybe they got 2025 and 2026 mixed up. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, again, you can see more detail if you watch my video on this, which is called What's Next for Dune Imperium. But, I mean, Paul Dennen said that the purpose of the next... So he said the next expansion will be released digitally first because they want to give people a chance to play with it so they can make adjustments before they actually print the game physically, which is amazing. So that means that, okay, let's say the expansion is supposed to be released physically sometime next December. If they're still tinkering with it before they send it to print, then the digital part's going to have to come out significantly earlier than that. Cautious of it. Do I think it has something to do with Tleilaxu Master being too overpowered, not being able to change it once it's printed? I do think so. I think that they've seen that there are things that maybe turn out to be stronger or maybe weaker than they thought. Or, you know, just maybe things that didn't quite work the way they had intended, or priorities being not quite what they would have liked. And it just makes sense to, you know, give a large player base a chance to test things out for you. I think it makes sense, makes a lot of sense. And it's also, I think, a good way to promote the digital game. Yeah, the faction access is a little bit crazy here, James. It's a little bit crazy, and I'm only just barely going to be able to get Jessica, but I am going to do it because I know experimentation is my next card. Guild Spy and Uprising is another kind of crazy one. Even like In the Shadows from Ix, you know, Web of Power, arguably. Hey, Casual Gamer says, hey, Bludgeon, I got a copy of the base game for Christmas, and I've been watching many of your classic games nonstop. I appreciate the content you make for this game. Thank you very much, Casual Gamer. I'm glad you're enjoying Dune Imperium. What a game! It's a masterpiece of a game. So it makes me happy to hear about new people discovering it. Cautious of it? Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I love that game. I've been mainlining, I've been no-lifing that game since I got it. I've played like 40 hours in a week or something. I don't know, something like that. So I think it's really nice. I have a couple of like little nitpicks about it, and there are some things that I would like if they had been different, but overall it's like one of my favorite games I've played in many, many years. Act 2, I think. Jessica, let's go. There's an argument for Emperor because when am I going to get that? So yeah, let's do Emperor. Yeah, the music in Expedition 33 is so good. It's been stuck in my head. Right from the beginning, the very, very beginning of that game, like it has one of the best, I think, intros of any game I've played in so long. It's interesting immediately. There's like a beauty and a poignance to it and an intrigue to it right from the very beginning sequences of like when you're just learning who the characters are and like, and again, the soundtrack. Beautiful. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. And please no spoilers, okay? All right, so Evergreen here wins a bunch of influence. Monkey unit combat doesn't seem to be your style. I love the, yeah, it's not for everybody. I'm a big fan of turn-based combat RPGs, and so it's like right up my alley. And I like the real-time elements of it. I wasn't sure about that. I was skeptical about how, you know, like timing dodges and parries, but I actually love it. I love it a lot. Hey, Jorge, have I tried Star Wars Rebellion? No, I don't. What kind of game is that? Okay, here's my hand. I've got 3 specimens coming up. Unfortunately, the nice specimen cards are gone, so probably it's going to be just cashing in for Scarabs. All right, Ring, Experimentation, Voice, Jessica, Diplomacy. I would like Spice. Selective breeding is not ideal. I don't have a discard pile. I don't really want to trash anything from my hand, so that's not great. But I'll probably take the Spice anyway. Pogo's Mentat. Front Mission 3. No, I don't know that one. Do I go for an occupation? It's the best turn-based RPG from PlayStation 1. Oh, wow. Findus, isn't seeing which cards you could potentially draw a bit like cheating? Since it's physical, it's almost impossible to keep track. Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's cheating. First of all, every player can do it in the digital game, so it's a completely even playing field in that way. It does make Paul a little bit weaker in that sense. Huh. I could have used voice to block secrets also for myself. Yeah, Gooser, I was thinking about it. Yeah, as Monkey Unit says, I mean, you could write down your cards if you wanted to. I mean, would people do it in ranked? Probably. So it's information you could technically have. I mean, you don't know the order of the cards, right? So this is showing me what's in the deck. I don't know what order I'm going to draw them. I don't know. I think I'm glad they do it digitally because there's so much you have to keep track of as it is. And in many ways, that's harder in digital. Like keeping track of where people are in the research track is very hard because you've got to keep opening the thing up and, you know, keeping track of people's techs and all that stuff is a bit harder digitally in some ways. And so I'm glad I don't have to try to... Especially as a streamer where I'm talking to you guys the whole time, I'm glad I don't have to try to remember all the cards that I have. Okay, I do get to secrets. Am I going to get Spice Must Flow? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what I draw here. No. I'm not. I'm also not going to get Occupation. Hey, Winter Torrent. Do I play the physical version much? Not as much as I would like. But I have been playing Uprising physically semi-regularly for the last month. And that's been really fun. Senna Luffy Zoro. You could add that as a rule in the physical game that you're allowed to look at your deck and then reshuffle it, but that would be awkward because there are some... I don't know. It would be awkward, I think, to do that, but you could do that if your group really wanted to. Lefterist Fregatus. Hey, Bludgeon, love the content. Thank you. Have I ever played the 6-player version of Uprising? I have not. I would like to try it someday, but I have not tried it. I haven't played Uprising that... I'd like to play Uprising normally for a while first. Everyone revealing for 9? Well, not everyone. Do I accept Worm Riders or do I blow it up? And do I want Carino Jeans? I only have one. No, I have 2 graft cards. Maybe Carino Jeans is takeable. Maybe it is. Let's see what else we can find. I'm not super thrilled about Worm Riders. Okay, we've got some options here. Liet Kynes, probably chief among them. I love Thufir, but I'm going to go with Liet Kynes here. Still not sure about this Carino Jeans. How many times am I going to get to use it? Let's do it. Let's do it. Top of the deck? Yeah, top of the deck. Top of the deck! No. To hell with it. That one's gonna go in the discard pile, though. It was kind of crazy to take that one. Honestly, it was kind of crazy. I need to be getting liaisons more than anything now, but I just wanted to do it. Nanook, you'd add Bloodlines to Uprising ASAP. It makes the game better. I mean, even if it makes the game better, I prefer, like, it's going to be a different game. And my preference is always to play the base game quite a bit before adding the expansion, because I want to learn that game. Like, it's just like people say add Ix to Dune as soon as possible. But I'm not in that. Oh, I missed the graft. I missed the graft. Okay, well, let me dispatch to selective breeding. There we go. Mentat would have been another option, yep. But yeah, my preference is to play the game as it is, as long as possible, honestly, before adding the expansion, because it lets me appreciate the base game and learn its own little strategies and its own intricacies and see how that develops over time. But B, it also lets me appreciate the expansion more. I could take the Guild Alliance right now. Or I could take the Bene Gesserit Alliance right now. Let's take the Guild Alliance. Hey, Tony, nice to see you. Winter, yeah, the rank mode is always Ix Immortality. They never mix it up. The rules for Uprising are difficult. It is complex, Adrian. There's a lot of stuff to learn and wrap your head around, for sure. So one thing you can do is you can play without contracts. That's the one thing you can do to make it a little bit less complex to learn and manage. So I would suggest doing that if you're finding it a bit overwhelming. I mean, it's not going to reduce the complexity that much, but every little bit does help if you're kind of over the limit. So this is tough because I could get Spice Must Flow or get Bene Gesserit Alliance, but not both right now. I probably just get Spice Must Flow. It sucks not to play these cards, but I think I can get that another time. I'm not going to have a high concentration of Freeman cards for Liet Kynes with this deck, but whatever. Hey, Adriano Bugnato, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Yes, Freeman, that's how I say it, Winter Torrent. Get a 20 card deck and game intrigue. That would be funny. Well, you know how like a lot of words in Dune are, a lot of things in Dune are evolutions over thousands of years from what existed before. Words are evolutions and warpages. You know, like you've got the Orange Catholic Bible, which is a melding and evolution of different Christian theologies. You've got the word Bene Gesserit, which is an evolution of Jesuit, right? You've got, Frank Herbert was super interested in linguistics and the evolution of language. Over the Dune books, you saw words evolve and change. Arrakis changes to Rakis, for example. And my, let's call it headcanon, but to me, just what I thought when I was reading the books, perhaps, was Freeman was an evolution of that idea, right? They were a group, a nomadic people that traveled from world to world. Ix is actually Roman numeral for 9. So it's true that it's Roman numeral for 9, but I don't think the idea is they were from Pluto. I think the idea is that they originated in the 9th planet of a star system, not Earth's star system. Oh, Tony Kingdom with the gifted membership. Thank you so much, Tony. What a nice thing to do. Happy New Year to you as well. And Ramon, the lucky recipient of a gifted membership. Phenomenal. Congratulations to Ramon and much appreciation to Tony. It's 1 E in Freeman. Do you want me to list all the words that have 1 E that are pronounced E, Winter Torrent? Can you even think of any? Vowel, consonant, vowel. First vowel gets the long sound is a general rule in English. Of course, like all English rules, there are many exceptions to it. Venus. Oh, is it Venus or Venice? Riddle me that. Is it Pluto or Pluto? All right, what am I doing this round? Plan coupling experimentation to secrets, I guess. If there were a double M, then it would definitely be Fremen, but there's only one M. And so it can go either way. Up to the reader. This Freeman camp is not getting involved in too many battles here this game. Seek Allies is still hanging on. Huh. That's interesting. Ashraga Tiggs never play with Ix and Immortality both together. I mean, the vast majority of the time, I do. Because the ranked mode is Ix and Immortality together. But today, mixing it up. Okay, Zen Cruisin is playing Shifting Allegiances. Where will his allegiances shift? Is he going to come for me on Bene Gesserit? Or on Guild? Or is he going to go for Emperor? Which do I prefer between Ix and Immortality? It's a tough call. Sometimes I like one, and sometimes I like the other. I like the variety, but I think Immortality is... honestly, I think it's a better first expansion to the game than Ix. Like, I think if you play the original Dune Imperium, the base game, for a while, and you want to add an expansion, I think Immortality is a nicer expansion because it adds to the game, but doesn't fuck with the game too much. Whereas Ix really fucks with the game. Yeah, lots of choices here. And he's going for Emperor, so that's good for me. Expansion, yeah. I'm gonna do this to reinforce this alliance. And a fold space isn't the worst thing to get into the deck. Will I ever draw it? Probably not. But going... I mean, I could have gone here for another water. Actually, in retrospect, maybe I like that better, but the shifting allegiance is kind of creeping me out, even though Ilbon's probably never going to draw it again either. So, yeah, I probably should have gone for still suits just to get a water. The Atomics token, I mean, to be honest, Atomics is my least favorite thing about Immortality. And by least favorite, I mean I hate Atomics. But, you know, some people love it, which is totally fair. I just don't. Late game sell Melange from Paul. It seems like he probably has not War Chest. There's one in Immortality that also cares about having 10 Solari. I forget what it's called. I could gamble on an Arrakis, but it doesn't make a ton of sense. Opulence point for Zen Cruisin'. He's getting a little risky here. Okay, but it's, I mean, he's going for it. Getting the Tleilaxu point there. Oh, nobody can stop him, so it's game over for Zen Cruisin' right here. All right, that's it. Wow. What a bold play. That was a super bold play. He sacrificed the troops so he could get the Tleilaxu point and gambled that maybe, you know, he was risking losing to any combat intrigue, but nobody had one. Well played by Zen Cruisin'. Well played indeed. 11 points to 10. It was close.